Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman. Which Batman is it? It is Batman Reborn, which is Dick Grayson, I believe. Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong? I'm pretty sure this is the one they advertised as being Dick Grayson, and that's what it looks like to me, but there's been 1,000 different Batman suits now with slight changes, so I could be wrong. Anyway, this might just be the best Batman figure they have released that is actually Batman, not as Bat, not Speeding Bullets Batman, not Hush because that one wasn't that good, not Nightfall because that one wasn't that good. This one might be the best one. We're going to find out by the end of the review, but stick around because I think we might be in for a treat. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. Pretty standard, nothing special here at all. It's your usual DC Multiverse from McFarlane. It's a nice looking package. They don't exactly scream high end, but they are good looking packages. So if you're interested in displaying things in the package, you could easily do that. And there's some artwork on the back for you. It's a little jarring with the bright yellow background, but decent enough package. That's what she said. All right, let's get into this. I will note, as we're doing the height, this guy is about 7¼ inches to the top of his head. He is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store at the time of filming. I'll put a link in the description below. It's about 18½ centimeters roughly, not counting the ears. Alright, so let's do a quick question of the day. Which Batman figure do you think is the best Batman that Todd has released to date? I would argue, not counting Asbat because that's not fair, not counting the highly stylized White Knight one, it has to be Nightfall, even though it was too skinny and kind of weird looking. But this one, I think, takes the cake, though this has its own few caveats, so we'll go ahead and get into it. So I think this one is mostly Nightfall Batman, but it does have a few new parts. And some things that are really good. I believe the chest is all new. I think it would have to be for the cape. We have these things which are new, and then the belt is different. I think the rest is the same, not counting the cape. I could be wrong. Doesn't really matter, because whatever combination of new and old they used, it gave us the best Batman body so far. It's a little slim. It's actually not as slim as the Nightfall Batman, though, which I think he should be more slender. This one should be technically, but I'm happy that it's not because I think it looks pretty darn good. And for those of you who like cloth capes, he does have one. Now it is a bad material, we'll get to that in a minute, but overall I have to say this looks pretty darn good. His head might be too big and I would definitely swap out the head to give it the Batman look that I want. Don't like that sculpt really, but it's not bad. And the body is just overall a very good combination of parts to make a really solid, more traditional looking Batman. So I think this might be a treat for a lot of people. Now let's go ahead and talk about the head sculpt. I think this is the one I commented on Instagram saying, that doesn't look like Dick Grayson, that looks like generic old guy, or something like that. And of course the McFarlane boys had to say, no, it's perfect, and all the other people are like, yeah, it looks not like a good head sculpt at all. I don't think it's a good head sculpt. I don't like the way they did the eyes. It does not look like Dick Grayson. I get that they were trying to do this artwork, but they didn't hit the mark. So yeah, I don't like the head sculpt still. I don't think it's horrible, it's passable, but I think there are better ones. A black version of this, well no, I don't really love this one either. There are other ones that are better. I think the Hush one was actually better. Not Hush, Nightfall. I would probably put the Nightfall head on there, the black one. But yeah, the body's decent. This is painted on, which is interesting to me because they tend to not paint on their Bat logos. They tend to put separate pieces in there. It's painted well. I mean, it's definitely Tampo, but still, it's done well and it's centered properly. But I'm thinking they did that to reuse this, or maybe it's already been reused on another figure. Either way, it goes nicely with this body. I like it a bunch. The new gloves look decent. His punchy hands have permanent Batman knuckle dusters on there, so that's kind of a bummer, but whatever, I guess. The belt is nice and gold. I like that. They could have done crap yellow. They didn't. And then the boots are separate, so there's no paint issue. So there's almost no paint on this guy, but it is a decent looking build. As far as proportions go, it's definitely one of the best ones they've done. I think it is probably the best for Batman. And then it comes to the cape, because we're talking about the aesthetic. Actually, one other thing. He's not super plasticky, like he is just bare plastic, but he doesn't have that glossy finish. He's got more of a satin finish, and I think it looks good enough. I think it's fine. I would definitely prefer more shading, more paint, flat finish, that kind of stuff, but this is fine. This is perfectly acceptable if you ask me. Now, the cape. Why did they do the Barbie dress material again? McFarlane Toys is the king of doing weird stuff. It's fine, like fabric-wise, the weave is small enough to work at this scale, but it's shiny on this side, and it's a stiff material. Like, it doesn't flow. There's no flow at all. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't fray much. I don't know, but there are other fabrics that don't fray and do flow. So I don't like the material at all. It's flat on this side, mostly, and metallic on this side. It's not as bad as the blue one from the Bane 2-pack, but the good thing is they do have nice wires in here that actually do connect under the cowl so that the wires can do their thing. It actually works. So the only real downside is you'll never get anywhere close to that. You'll never get the cape over there because it's not even close to connected in the right spot. They should have connected it at the front like they're supposed to, let the wire do the work to bring it over the shoulder. No, instead it's permanently over the shoulder, so you're never, permanently behind the shoulder, so you're never, ever going to be able to pull it over and do that. So that's just a laziness, cheapness. Connect it in the front like you're supposed to, Todd. Damn it, Todd. How many times have I told you to do things better? I'm joking, of course. I'm not really, because they should be better. But this is still a pretty darn good cape, despite the material, despite the misconnection here. It's perfectly acceptable for this price point, so I'm okay with it, but it could have easily been better, I think, without costing them really any noticeable amount more. How much more material would it have been to bring it around to the front of the cowl? Like an extra penny, maybe? I don't know. But still, as it is with its flaws, it's still the best looking Batman by far. Even with the goofy cape, you're going to constantly have these weird plumes because the material is so stiff, but you can kind of like tuck them in and hopefully they stay in place. I don't know, you maybe can get some like two-face tape and just hold it together so that it looks better. But yeah, I think it's a damn good looking Batman. Like, this is solid looking for McFarlane Toys. I think the best one that they've released of like a standard looking Batman. So aesthetically speaking, for the price point, I'm still gonna go 8 out of 10 because of the flaws, but it's a good one. Now, for accessories, get excited here, guys, because we do get the 2 punchy hands with the knuckle dusters on them. No regular fist hands. We get some gripping hands. For what, I don't know. And then we get the clenchy hands for the back-breaking Batman that came with Bane. Why? Why did they give us these hands? It's such a weird set of hands. Oh, man. And then we get the stupid DC display stand and the yellow trading card that is definitely a blue and gray suit rather than the black and gray. So that's, whatever. Horrible accessories. Spite points, 0 out of 10. Because what the hell? What the hell? Alright, let's talk about the articulation. Can this guy pose well enough to carry it through? Let's see. He looks up nicely. Double ball peg in action. He looks down just a little bit. Leaning side to side, definitely can do it. Rotation while leaning, yeah, no problem. So that neck is going to be just fine. Could it be slightly better? Sure, but it is perfectly adequate. Shoulders do bounce around in there on that ball peg. Plenty of extra room for adjustment posing. You can get the shoulders back where they need to be for a neutral pose. Bring them forward a little bit for a boxer pose. That should work just fine. Arms go up better than horizontal. I like that. Full rotation. Of course, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. No problem. Those of you who hate pins, this one's not for you. Those of you who like ugly elbow joints, this one's exactly for you. That is an ugly, ugly, ugly elbow joint. Do better. But really good range. Alright, and then wrists have a ball hinge in there, which is barely useful, but it's in there. Diaphragm joint on this guy, let's see. He can lean back. He can lean back. Can he do the miraculous lean forward technique? Nope. Still can't lean forward. I can't figure it out for the life of me, guys. Why Hasbro and Todd don't want figures to lean forward. It is completely baffling. To the side, we get really good range. Rotation's fine. Let's see how he does on that lower joint. Poorly sculpted. You can see the cut there, but oh well. Okay, so he can lean backwards. Perfectly fine. No problems. How about forward on that lower joint? That does help. It's still minimal, but it does help, so I'll take it. I have to take it. It's here. But it definitely could be a lot better. Waist twist is in there. The belt is apparently connected, or at least just really stuck onto the diaper for me, but that's okay. It's not a problem. For the hips, going out to the side. A little bit of stretching of the diaper going on, but perfectly good range. I like that. I will take that for sure. Going forward, it looks like the diaper is going to be restrictive. I would personally trim away some diaper. Just a little extra loop right there, cut it in towards the peeper, and you can bring the leg up farther. But it's not the worst thing in the world. The double jointed bent backwards knee doesn't look great, but otherwise it looks solid. So yeah, if you just adjust that diaper a little bit in the front, cut just a little bit of that away, and you'll have a lot better range. The eye swivel is basically non-existent, unfortunately, so that sucks. Double jointed knee, good range. Proportioning's not too bad. I will take it. Is there a boot cut? Don't think so. Yeah, there's not. Or it's really stuck. Ankles are still overly ratcheted, but you do get good range. They are sculpted, so they're not ugly, at least. And then you get a really good ankle rocker out of that, so that's alright. And then lastly, we have the toe hinge, which is too far back. Not the best looking thing, and it's probably just stiff enough to maybe use a little bit, sort of. So, articulation on this guy is not astounding in any way, but it should be enough. It should get you through the day. It should make you just happy enough to be like, alright, you know what? This is my favorite Todd Batman. And I gotta say, it's mine. I'll give the articulation still just a 7 out of 10. If you can't give us thigh swivels and have your figure be able to lean forward, I'm just not comfortable giving you a better rating. So that sucks. Plus the ankles are really annoying. But all that being said, and this doesn't necessarily mean a ton because the best thing of a bunch of bad stuff isn't a good thing necessarily, but that's not necessarily the case here. Todd has made at least a few good Batmans, and this one is the best, if you ask me. I don't like the head. I would swap it if I was trying to make the best Batman, but this one will do just fine. And of course, it depends on how much you care about accuracy. You could probably swap the lower arms, probably take the Black Nightfall Batman and swap some parts around, and with this guy, and get the perfect looking Batman. It might not be perfectly accurate, but it'll look good. So that's my take. I'm going to give this guy an overall rating of 4 McFarlane toys for the price point. If you don't care about the weird hands and lack of accessories, 9 out of 10. But with those things included, I'm going to go still 8 out of 10. We're lacking some things that shouldn't be lacking, but it is a significantly stronger release than we're used to from this company, and I'm quite pleased with it. As a Batman fan, I do believe this is the best looking Batman that they have released to date. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, it's available at the link in the description below. But that's it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.